Hi, welcome to the ADF panel. The backplate is already printed out and I started already assembling the same parts, basically the same philosophy as in the ADF and the COM panel. So a little switch up here, which is the transfer button and the double rotary knobs. Okay, ADF, they actually have a three-way rotary encoder on the real airplane. I don't have the space here, and actually I don't want to spend too much time researching on this one, and I find it that I can go with a two rotary like on the nav and the COM panel. So basically, until this part is the same as the COM and the nav panel, there is a couple of just two slightly different things here. Is that, as you can see, there's two holes here. It's going to be for the switch that you can turn from ADF to ANT and the tone off and on. So we'll need two rotary switches, not rotary encoders. Rotary encoders go there. Two rotary switches here, which I actually have it and I wired them already. So here is the rotary switch. I got them all with 12 positions, which is way too much. I only need 2 positions here. As you see, is the blue wire and the gray wire, position 1, position 2, and the ground wire on the middle of the rotary switches. So the rotary switches are going to be mounted in here on this place. They will fit very tight together in this back plate, and that's the way I want them, so they don't rotate whenever I rotate the button here. So before I mount these, I will again do as previously on the other panels. I will attach the 7 segments, which, as you saw, I already weld them together. These again will be looped to the other 2 panels, so I don't waste space on my Arduino. I did not yet print the front plate on here because I still need to figure out, because on the ADF you have actually on the left side a display saying ADF and ANT. I don't know if I can simulate here by lighting just one of the part of the 7 segments on the left side. I don't know if I can simulate, so that's why I did not design yet the front plate for this, for the ADF. We'll save it for later. So this is the ADF. The only new thing is 2 rotary switches. We have the double rotary encoder here, and very simple until now. Okay, so the ADF panel just attached the 7 segments with hot glue. Just also inserted here the rotary switches, close down the rotary encoders. Okay, that's how it's going to be in the front. Okay, everything will be working. We don't have a face plate yet for this one, and as soon as all the other 2 plates, the other 2 plates are ready, we're going to try everything connecting together. Hi guys, welcome to the ADF. I will call it the failed project because I'm not able to make it. I was not able to make it. Pure despair. As you can see it here, I have had everything ready, although I will explain to you why I cannot see anything on the 7 segments. These are operational. This is operational too. It looks okay in here, but look, this I need some help from you guys, because what happens is the following. After all the hard working putting these together and all the research I made, and I thought it would be easier, to find out that MobiFlight, the interface that I'm using to interact with the panels and the Arduino and the simulator, MobiFlight nor PMDG carries the active and the standby displays for the ADF. So I can get the active, actually there is an ADF, ADF1, but standby, there is no standby ADF, in contrary to what you can see here on the PMDG, where they have an active and a standby. So everything is operational with a little change that these on the ADF, this has it's a triple rotary, so one outer, one middle, one inner. I discarded the outer and only went with the middle and the inner, which would work perfectly fine if I could display the standby frequency, which I cannot. Second thing that I cannot do it is to make this light here for antenna and ADF. So these two lights here that switch, if I switch to the antenna here or back to the ADF in the button here, but that you can see here on the simulator, I cannot find how to do this. So if you guys can help me how to do this, I would really appreciate it. Now for the problems that I need help. Somehow, as I showed you on the videos, these two 7 segments are connected together here in the middle. These two 7 segments are connected here in the middle. So the power comes through here to this first 7 segment, goes to here, and as I showed you in my video, I was connected another set of cables from here to here, so I would power also these two. It does not work. Then I read somewhere that you should run the power cable, the 5-volt cable on the Arduino in parallel. So if I connect this side of the 7 segments, the 5-volt, directly to the Arduino without anything else, both of them work. If then I just get this cable, join them together, and with the third cable going to the Arduino on the 5-volt, these two work and one of these two doesn't work. So I figure out that if I have the two 5-volt cables here and I attach a third one, and that third one goes to the Arduino, that would be the parallel connection as far as I can understand it. One of these stops working. Either it doesn't work or this one lights up, and when this one lights up, this one stops working altogether. So fortunately the Arduino has two 5-volt ports. So I connected this one directly to the 5-volt port, to one of the 5-volt ports, and it's working. And I connected this one to the other 5-volt port, and it's working. However, in the beginning it wasn't working because somehow I had this cable, because it was short, I connected another cable that connected to the 5-volt, and I figured out that it wouldn't work. So I needed to cut the second cable, make it shorter, and we are only talking about around 50 centimeters of cable. I need to shorten it up, so finally I could get it to work. Which means that I have no way to connect this ADF, even though that I only can do on the MobiFlight, one of the displays. I cannot connect it because I ran out of 5-volt connectors on the Arduino. The Arduino only has two 5-volt connectors, and if I connect this one to one of these and then to the Arduino, it's everything is messed up and stops working. So I'm kind of in a dead end. I don't know where to move. I spent hours trying to figure this out until I finally saw it was the cable. I used the help of a third Arduino just to see if it was something wrong with the board itself. It's not. On all of the Arduinos it has the same behavior. So I don't know what I'm doing wrong. Probably the technology is always right and I'm doing something wrong, but it does not make sense, first, that I cannot connect this one directly here and this one directly here and power all of them, because the 7 segments with the 7219 chip, theoretically it controls 8 7-segment boards. So in here, even only with 4 I cannot do it, much less with 6. So I don't know, I'm kind of lost. So questions for you guys, and I ask you please to help me figure out why this is happening. Maybe it's something easy that it's escaping me, but it took me hours to figure it out. Second thing, how can I get the standby here? Third thing, how can I get the ADF and the ANT lights in here? I thought it would light up part of these 7 segments, but it doesn't. So I'm really lost in here and I need your help. There is a couple more coming here later. Right now I'm super tired of trying to figure what was wrong with this. Probably I will take some rest a couple of days until I think about something, because I was really turned down by the amount of hours it took me to troubleshoot what was wrong here. So again, guys, please, I need some help. If you guys can help, I would really appreciate it. Leave me a comment or get in touch with me. I will gladly give you my email or my WhatsApp or whatever, or we can make a video call by Messenger or something like that. I'm really lost. Anyway, it's working. I think I'm going to fly a little bit, taking the advantage of my overhead panel that is there, and that was super easy to put it together because it's only switches and rotary switches. The 7 segments give me a big headache. So guys, I wait for your help. Thank you so much for watching, and let's see what will come up next. Hope to hear from you. Thanks.